Hi, my name is Clark Sweet, and I am a sophomore in CEM at Purdue. This was my first summer internship, and I interned with Bowen Engineering. So a little bit of an overview of the project I was on. I was on the Danville North Interceptor, which was in Danville, Indiana, and we were on phase 1 of 3 of the project. The first phase was a $5 million contract with the owner was the town of Danville. The project was laying 3,000 linear feet of pipe just for phase 1 for their town. The reasoning behind that is they were upgrading their system from 12-inch pipe to 30-inch pipe, so over doubling their old sewage system. And this is just a picture of what the job looked like. We had 2 excavators there and some other equipment as well. So some of my daily responsibilities included filling out the as-builts. I tracked tickets to track the progress of the job. I tracked our spending based on some receipts that we got based on equipment that we purchased and things like that. I also documented the project over the summer through photos, where I uploaded those all into our app that all of us have access to make sure that everyone was on the same page with the progress of the job. And I also helped with quality and safety by filling out the good catches and paying attention to those as I worked in the field. Some consistent jobs I had that weren't necessarily things I did every day were entering time of the union workers to track their hours and their pay. I also did inspection forms if there was a storm to make sure that our erosion control was up to date. And I would purchase materials on occasion and follow up with scheduling on those deliveries, as well as making sure that our actual construction, our as-builts, were in line with the design drawings. So I would check the alignment of the pipes and the elevations. So that was what shooting grade with the eye level was. And then, not to mention, something else I did over the summer was Bowen believes in having their interns do manual labor to learn the trades that they're actually qualified to manage later in the future, and I really enjoyed that. Some of the challenges I faced over the summer included the very first stretch while I was there. It took the first couple weeks to overcome that first 400 linear feet of putting pipe in the ground. Some of those reasons included the numerous utilities that were in that area, the very slim margin of elevation change in between the pipes, and there was an unexpected manhole cleaning, as well as maintaining traffic throughout that whole stretch. 3 other challenges we faced during the summer were the outside drops, dealing with homeowners, and our narrow easement. So that top picture is a picture of the utilities. I actually got the chance to draw that. And that's all the things we had to cross without making contact or breaking them. And in the 2 pictures below, you can see what they actually look like when we crossed them and got past them successfully. So this is what the pipe looks like. It was about 1,000 pounds a piece. It's 30-inch PVC pipe. It's 14 foot long. We had to use an excavator to put it in every time. And it was on the design, it was only, for this 400 linear feet stretch, it was only 0.06% fall, which means using the eye level, when you take the grade, it's only a 1/100th of a foot difference between the start of the pipe and the end of the pipe, which is very hard to get right consistently, which caused a little bit of a scheduling issue at the beginning of the summer. And then this is what the manhole cleaning was. So with the start of the job, with underground work in general, there's a lot of unexpected things that can take place, since the work you're doing is in a place that you can't see. So you run into things that you didn't expect. It's hard to keep track of everything that you might run into. So when we cut open their old sewer system, we saw that it was backed up and plugged up like this, and it flooded into our manhole that we set. But we were able to clean that for them, and that didn't cause too much of a delay. And then in the other picture, you can see with all the traffic cones, that was up on the top right is a new temporary road that we had to put in, and we needed to have someone watching traffic that entire time. So we were down basically a worker and only like a 10-man crew that we had the whole summer. And then this was the challenge of the outside drops. I actually did the calculations for cutting these pipes and putting them in the ground. The white picture on the right shows you the design, and then on the left is the actual constructed product. So a challenge I faced is that we did not get it right the first time. I didn't measure the pipe correctly due to some factors that I wasn't aware of since I'm so inexperienced, but we had a couple drops later in the job and those did not need to be redone. So I learned my lesson. And then, so the successes and lessons learned of the project of my summer. So you can see the green line is the amount of pipe we got before I had to leave. We got 2,100 linear feet, so over 66% of the project, of phase 1 project done while I was there, as well as setting 9 manholes in the ground, which is, a manhole is that picture in the bottom right. That's what they looked like. Some lessons that I learned over the summer. The first one would be that your habits are going to determine your success on the job. So the things that you need, if you don't have your habits in place to do a good job, then safety is going to be hard to maintain, quality is definitely going to be hard to maintain, and efficiency is going to suffer because that leads to slacking off. That's what I learned over the summer. And then the second big lesson that I learned is that you need to pay attention to the details. Like I said about the first time that I messed up the measurement on that outside drop, I had to pay more attention to the details and measure twice, cut once, make sure that I considered every factor. And not just with that, but I learned that throughout the summer with lots of other tasks that I had. So that's what my summer looked like. Thank you for listening.